What's up, guys? It's Tracy Mitchell, VA, on thisis50.com, and I got my very special guest coming from Florida, Rob Linxx.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
How are you feeling today?
Good. I'm excited to be in Atlanta. I was here a couple months ago, and I love the city. I love everyone around there. I'm excited to network some more people and just do what we got to do up here.
What's your favorite part about the ATL?
I would really say is just, so compared to like other cities that I've gone and visited, strictly musical wise, you really feel like a connectedness throughout the entire city. It don't matter if you're up here, if you're down here, you can be in the same room. You'll know each other. Like they'll put you on. You feel me? It's a lot of love. So
yeah, it's a whole lot of putting people on. It's a whole lot of, we're really big on networking. And I feel like we just got that in the bag when it comes to networking and business.
Nah, it's I can't compare it to another place that I've been, to be honest with you.
So where are you from? Like, talk about it. And what is it like being a music artist over there? So
I grew up in South Florida, Broward County specifically, and Broward, like if y'all know about Broward, it's a lot of Kodak Black.
That's like where X is from, right?
Yeah, okay. X is definitely a big influence. It's like Jack Boy. It's a lot more rap, trap oriented. We got some like Flo Rida, you know what I'm saying, one of the biggest ever. Pitbull, a lot of like artists, but it's mainly, I would say it's majority rap. And so I really fell in love with rap growing up.
What's your ethnic background, by the way?
I'm actually Romanian. A lot of people might like confuse me for like I get Cuban sometimes, Puerto Rican. Don't roast me in the comments, but yeah, but I'm Romanian, so it's like Eastern European.
I had to ask because I could see it. Like I know the people like, nah, he just this, but I could see it.
And I was also born in Canada, but I guess that's not really too much of my ethnicity. But I have a lot of family in Canada. So
Broward County, I would say that's one of the spaces in hip hop that's like coming up quick. Like, how does it feel to see all that bubble?
Nah, it was awesome. Growing up, like this is when Kodak and X were entering their prime, crazy. Even Ski Mask, Lil Pump at the time was like going insane down there too. So it was definitely really cool. It really made me fall in love and appreciate music, and it kind of got me into like a freestyling bag myself because like all these artists like dropping the craziest freestyles, Kodak on the XXL, like all that super fire.
No, I love to see it. I love to come up from Florida because I feel like for the longest, like y'all wasn't really like in the conversation of hip hop.
Yeah, it was more like I said, Pitbull and Flo Rida were really like the heavy hitters out of Florida from my knowledge at the very least. So I think Kodak was huge in just bringing up like the whole rap scene and everything.
Not Pitbull. I feel like
Pitbull is like.
What are your thoughts on Pitbull?
It's just like you got to give the respect because it's like I'm not like sitting here like I listen to Pitbull every day. You feel me? But in terms of like hit records, he's that dude. You feel me? Mr. Worldwide, like for a reason. So
that's like I always want to know that how y'all feel about that. But Rob, I'm so happy to have you on this couch. You know, especially thisis50.com. I met you, I think, last year. You were with another artist.
Yeah. My friend is a fan. Yeah, absolutely.
It's so dope because, you know, you were on the couch and it was his interview. But when you introduce yourself, you're like, I'm an artist too. So I was just really looking forward to like saying like, okay, like is he ever going to be on the couch with me?
Nah, yeah, and here we are.
Yeah, and how does it feel?
It feels really cool. Especially like just like I told you before we got in here, like turning in, I was like, oh damn, it's my turn on Tracy's podcast and everything now. So it's super fire.
Exactly. Yeah, it's your turn. You got a music video, Demons.
Yeah, Demons is dropping on the 14th, Valentine's Day. Super excited about that. We're pushing this single heavy.
I was watching the clips that you have on Instagram. You flooded your Instagram with clips. I see the subject matter has a very intense, subject. Do you want to talk about the meaning behind Demons?
Yeah, absolutely. So Demons, for me, it's a really personal song. I feel like I'm being very open. There's themes of between addiction, love, heartbreak, depression, just a lot of demons that a lot of people, ordinary people, deal with every day, and that sometimes it's really hard to talk about, to open up about. Even for myself, it's not the easiest, especially like I got cameras in front of me, you feel me? But I think it's an important conversation to be had. I think people shouldn't be afraid to sometimes say they're not okay, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody feels like that. It's just not a lot of people want to admit it, And so,
how much does it hit home for you? Lyrics.
It's everything. I usually, a big thing for me is like I always have to have a beat when I'm writing. But this is one of the first songs that I ever just wrote out like the lyrics, because they really it felt really powerful to me what I was saying, and I knew just the perfect beat would come in time with it.
And let's talk about the visual too. It's dark and it's kind of like this portrait style, you know, roses and you're breaking glasses.
Oh yeah, it's definitely I don't want to say I stepped out of my comfort zone, but it's definitely a much new like look and image and everything for me. But I really love the aesthetic and everything where we took it. Big shout out to my team for that. They definitely helped me come up with the creative ideas for all that. Shout out Mercedes. And yeah, I think it really fits the song. It meshes perfectly. It gives that feeling for it, you know.
What did you want people to take from this song?
Like I said, it's just I wanted people to take that it's okay to not be okay. We all have demons, and I'm rooting for you if you're fighting through your demons. If you're struggling, I hope that this song can help you in any sort of way, any way that it can, really.
I saw that on your Instagram bio, you have mental health advocate. Where did I'm really big on that as well, but, you know, people don't really get to talk about when they decide that it's time for them to be an advocate. Like, what was that moment for you?
So I think it really came down to the music that I've been making, right? Because like I said before we even got in this interview, I was really rap influenced. I consider myself a rapper as an artist before anything. And then as time came and I really started just finding my lane in terms of the music, the songs that I was really like, I could really do something with this. You know what I'm saying? It all flow. It was me being honest about my own struggles with mental health and depression and anxiety. Just not feeling like 100% secure with myself, me not fully loving myself. And that's something I had to learn over time. You can't get that feeling from somebody else, loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I would say, yeah, that's really.
What helped you learn to love yourself? Like, you know, for the people that's watching that could potentially be fans of the song, like, what could you say to them to, like, how you found, like, that love?
So I really realized that it was all on me. Depression, anxiety, self-love, it's all a battle that you have to go through on your own. You have family, you have friends, and I think you should really take as much time as you can to be with the ones you love. Surround yourself with people. It's not good to isolate yourself. But when you do isolate yourself, you do realize that loving yourself is really, it's just crucial for your own mental health. It helps you get over a lot of steps, because if you don't love yourself, it's like, why do I want to try and be something and try and do something if I don't love that person?
I feel like we've all had that moment. How about with mental health in music? Because that's a whole other thing. Like, is there anything that you could talk about, like, that you battle with? Because I know me, for the longest, I've always just kind of like felt like out of place, because I'm just like, I'm not like a lot of y'all, so I kind of had to find like my own like lane.
Yeah, for the out of place is a crazy like way to put it, because I have, to put it like shortly, I have 2 immigrant parents from a completely different country that came here with, I don't have any relatives in the U.S., you know what I'm saying? So I have like, even just as a kid, like, oh, people are bringing their like uncles or grandpas or something like this on days where I don't have like any other family members besides my mom and pops. So that's really, that was like kind of like as a young kid, just when I first started to feel out of place, obviously just being like, my last name is different, my heritage is different, my parents, I'm like, what is this? Like, why am I
even your
like
look is different. Like,
exactly, yeah. I'm
looking at him on Instagram, but he doesn't really look the same in person. Like, I don't know, it's interesting. Like, this
catfishing.
The looks wise, but it's just you when you're in front of your face. It's just like more like features I see, and that's interesting. So your parents are here?
Yeah. They're in South Florida, Broward County. I would say Coral. Well, I won't give the exact location, but Broward County for sure. Yeah,
Broward County for sure. And how do they feel about your music? Is this something crazy for them, being that they come from that lifestyle?
So it was crazy for me. So to break it down to you, my pops was a computer engineer, like very like immigrant, you know what I'm saying? Very,
they be the smartest.
Very book smart person, extremely. So for me to even like tell my dad, like, this is what I want to do.
How that conversation
a big hurdle for me to overcome. But I also became independent myself, like just not as self-reliant at a pretty, I would say younger than most age. I was always like confident in myself, and like, even like if something was, you know what I'm saying, big scary hurdles in front of me, it's like I was diving head on into it, because it's like I just wanted more out of life, not even realizing what exactly. So when it came to like telling my family I wanted to do this music, it was like 1 or 2 months after I actually started recording, and people took interest in me.
They heard it?
Yeah. My mom loved it. Like, she's still like, she's my #1 fan for sure.
I love that.
Everything on Instagram. My pops, he definitely supports the music too. A lot of love for the music.
I love that. And on top of that, your music is just filled with so much depth, like, and positivity. Oh my gosh! Like, is there ever a song that you have like in your catalog that it touched you a lot, and it was hard for you to put together?
Yeah, absolutely. There's times where like I write out the lyrics or I listen to the song and I get really emotional listening to it back because I realize like I'm pouring out a piece of my heart. You feel me? This is my heart and to you, my letter to y'all, really. So yeah, it's definitely it's very emotional with the music.
For sure. Where would you categorize yourself? Because you did say that you're a rapper, but in Demons, it sounds like you're singing more. So
nah, so I definitely used to classify myself as a rapper when I started everything.
What changed?
Now, it's just the style of music, really. I got to shout out to SB, my manager, or originally my manager. Now he's like the CEO of the label and everything. He was the first guy to ever compare me to like an artist, even in like the pop.
I want to talk comparisons. I didn't want to be rude and be like, you remind me. I hate being that person. Because I hear people say, look like Angela Yee. It pisses me off. So I would never do it to you.
That's crazy. I feel like I know where you're going to go with this, but I'll let you.
It starts with a P.
Yeah. That is the first one I get from everybody, actually.
But your voice is amazing.
Nah, I appreciate that. And he just went double diamond, you feel me? That's the best comparison I could ask for. But definitely, it's funny because I wouldn't really say he's like an influence. Not that he's not fire, but it was never. J. Cole was always my favorite artist, and that's who I wanted to be like the most.
Should have wore the Dreamville hoodie today.
Yeah, yeah, I got one somewhere in the tuck, like in Broward or something, just locked away. But yeah, I definitely get a lot of Post Malone comparisons. Sometimes I get Khalid whenever I do something a little deeper, but Post is definitely the #1 comparison. I feel like I'm going like a little more. I feel like I might have like a little more folk element in some of mine, and a little more. He's a lot more pop now, and I would say I'm blending a little bit of like my rap influence with what I'm doing. But I would definitely say I'm a pop artist.
So J. Cole is your biggest influence?
Oh yeah, nah. Ever since I think I was like 14 years old, like starting to work out for the first time, and I heard like no role models, and I was like, don't save her. I was like, yo, what?
I understand
like,
it.
What, you feel me? It's like I didn't even realize what he's really talking about, but I was like, yeah, man, I can't save her. Oh yeah, this is the one right here.
Oh man, my favorite song is Premeditated Murder.
Oh yeah, that whole album, that's the Born Sinner album. Oh yeah,
I love J. Cole. Like, I always talk about him like on my social media because he made me want to be somebody. Like,
nah, he really. There's like a lot of messages in there too. It almost feels like, as an artist, I really feel like it feels personal because there's a lot of times where he's talking to the younger generation and showing love, and just he was someone that was very open and honest, like with his own struggles, and he showed us his heart.
Yes,
the jump, and that's what really inspired like what I'm doing with the music in my own way.
He's like. He is a mental health advocate, but he'll never post in his bio, but we know
that. Yeah, nah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And even, like, he has Love Yours, you know what I'm saying? Songs like that. He spreads, like, the message that needs to be spread, I feel like.
I love it. And I'm glad I'm sitting with you, too, because I feel like that needs to be pushed more. Like, just positivity and self-reflection, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it's crazy because out here, it really, like, was the first time when I started coming out here, like, the positivity was so prevalent in terms of like other artists around me just showing love. Even like not even an artist, you could have been a marketer, fashion designer. You could have just been at one of the events and like just showing a lot of love. But it's really like there's so much to be gained from being like kind to one another and just being a positive person overall. And I'm not gonna sit here like, oh, I'm the best person ever, goody two shoes, I make all the right decisions. Right. I definitely do not. But I definitely like to spread love and positivity as often as I can, especially through my music.
Right. I got one last J. Cole question for you though. Would you ever do an album like KOD? And also, if you could make any like album like on a level or like subject matter, what album would it be for J. Cole?
Okay. Oh, that's super fire. Let me say the album that I want from J. Cole is that Kendrick album that I waited for at 15 years old. My heart broke when it did not drop. Oh, we drop in February. Nah, it never came.
I don't think it's coming.
So that's it. Oh, I hope it does eventually. But that is definitely the project that I want. An album like KOD. It's really I remember listening. I was in high school. It was 420. You feel me? So I remember like
he dropped it on 420.
I was skipping school to listen to that. You feel me? It was, but nah, it was.
Would Would you ever do an album like that?
I think I definitely would when I get to a certain point, like the concept album. And I think he spread a lot of important messages on there that, like, especially as an adult now, because I was a kid when I first started.
It hits harder now.
It hits a lot harder. It really reflects. And then there's songs just like Window Pane and stuff like I love those songs.
Man. You taking me there, but yeah, especially when you have, you know, somebody that's like drug abuse and stuff. Like, it's that album that I feel like everybody just needs to hear. For sure. What else? SB Global. Who are they to you?
SB Global is my label, my record label. For a long time, they were kind of developing me as an artist. They were originally actually my management. But it got to a point where we both, like, well, it was really like he believed in me, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to give me that shot. He had a couple of other artists before, even me, so I wasn't exactly, like, first in line. You know what I'm saying? Not that, like, it was a bad thing. I realize now, like, when I thought I was ready to release and do everything, I really wasn't. I didn't even have, like, all the songs for the project ready, which I thought I did at the time.
What was it? What do you think it was that gravitated them to you?
So I think, I used to hang out with the other artists that you actually interviewed last time, SFN, just all the time, casually. I would never actually even, the first time I met SB, I never even told him I was an artist or anything. I was just like introducing myself, mad cool. I was the homie, you feel me? I didn't want to step on no toes. Every other artist in the city is going up to him like, yo, like, sign me, bump my track, this and the third. And I'm like, oh, I can't do that. It's just not me. But there was one show that I had in Orlando that he ended up being a part of, as well as SFN was a part of, that he came out. He saw the crowd that I brought. And I got people singing songs that I don't even have a single song out yet, and I got like a crowd of people singing along with my songs just because I had like that much.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
Unmatched.
Yes. And I really wanted to ask you this too, like artist life. Like, how does it feel? What is it like? What's the best parts? What's the downs? You know, we gotta talk about
the best part is when I get to get in there and make the music for sure. I love. There's nothing I love like this music. It's got a hold on me. The downsides is you realize that if you really want to make it, you have to fall in love with the business just as much as you fall in love with the artistry. Which, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of it. It is. And I had to learn to accept that, and now I'm working hard to excel at like every part of it that I want to. Because it's not just writing the music; it's making sure the content is on point, making sure you have the team around you, content people. You might have to learn some editing. There's a lot to it.
You got that TikTok on lock though. I went through your TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok and Instagram are, you know what I'm saying? Instagram is where I'm really pushing right now, but TikTok is definitely on the way up too, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like almost everybody wants to be an artist in the world, but they don't know like the pressure that comes with it for real.
There's a lot. It's a lot riding on me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like if it don't happen, it's my own fault.
And it's like, I feel like it's not something you can like really live two lives with. Like, you got to be like, I'm an artist, and wake up every day and dedicate yourself to, you know, what you do.
So I definitely find times where like I'm just Rob instead of Rob Linxx. You know what I'm saying?
How you do that?
It's really like I said earlier, surrounding myself with people that I love and just understanding when like to take that time away. Because when I come on a trip like this now, it's like, you can ask him. I was literally like writing in the car on the way up. Like he heard me repeat the same lyrics probably like 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just.
Was it good?
There we go. But yeah, it's just now I'm starting to learn how to flip that switch. I don't want to get too lost in either side of myself. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely I know when to play my role, and I think I'm excellent at it.
I love that too. I could feel that. And you are very talented. I don't really, say that on camera, but I really like your music. And it's not even just the subject matter, like the beats that you use and the way you use your voice. It's like you don't only take from like hip hop. Like I can definitely hear you like transitioning over to like different.
Yeah, I'm very influenced. Like hip hop was my first main influence, and then when I started making like, so SB compared me to Lewis Capaldi when I was a straight rapper. Okay. And I never even like had heard of Lewis Capaldi. I'm not sure if you know who Lewis Capaldi
Where's he from? Who is
he's in Ireland or UK, something like that.
He had a mainstream record?
Nah, he like the #1 in UK right now. Like he is.
I ain't never been in UK, so
yeah, but he's like a pop. I'll show you something after this. He's huge. Yeah, here it is. But I never knew who Lewis Capaldi was, so I was like, oh, like it's a whole different like bag for me. You feel me? And so I kind of like I was like, let me try out like making little songs like this.
No,
there,
seriously, when
me?
somebody see something in you and they're like, well, you kind of remind me of this, or you should listen to this, and you start like really like studying it, you kind of get lost.
And it really like it kind of changed. Like, I don't want to say I forced myself to make this new music, because I really enjoyed it and I feel really comfortable in the lane that I'm in now. But it was definitely, I was always a rapper, you feel me? So that was like a big step for me in a different direction. But
yeah, well, I feel like, you know, if you do go where I think you gonna go, you know, the top isn't always just the rapper. It becomes an artist, then you become like just that person in music.
Oh no, expect me there. I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
So Rob Linxx, we talked Demons. Is there anything else that we could look forward to?
So the EP should be shortly after Demons. I don't want to rush it. We've really been taking the time to just make sure that this is like each song is perfect. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all something amazing. Like, it's crazy to talk about right now because I'm not in that conversation, but like, I want this shit to be like Grammy nominated. Like, I'm 100% serious when I say that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, I want this to be, I want people to hear this project and be like, yo, this is one of the greatest projects like I've heard in my lifetime.
I can see that too. Y'all know I don't be lying on this camera, but if he says he's gonna do that and you do put the work in and the songs sound what I heard, I'm definitely can see that for you.
Yeah, this album's been a culmination of like 3 years of hard work, pain, love, heartbreak, just all of it, and I'm really excited to share this with y'all.